presentation on how media texting is a part of today's pop culture. I go more in depth about media texting as a relevancy to our president of 2019, Donald Trump. Not that I'm actually a muckraker, but I do have a visualization of what he presents to the public as well as what the media presents of him. So I'm Anthony Carter, and I'm talking today about media texting. Media text can be understood to include any work, object, or event that communicates meaning to an audience. Most media texts use words, graphics, sounds, and/or images in print, oral, visual, or electronic form to communicate information and ideas to their audience. Additional theoretic information is included. I decided to do my media text analysis on muckraking and more focused on presidency, or the president, also known as Donald Trump, who's the current president. There's a lot of things that he portrayed as being a person of political status, but in my eyes, he's more of just a businessman. And in more ways than none, I believe that he's actually already proven this. But before I get overwhelmed with that, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what muckraking is in actuality, so you have some sort of idea, a clue what muckraking and muckrakers are. So, muckraking is something that actually started a long time ago in the progressive era, where people didn't really want upper class to rule everything, nor did they want the lower class to take over as a group. So what started as social activism became something that was a turnabout of journalism. So no longer was what was relatively coherent to being reporting just about public figures or the widespread information of good facts or facts that would make someone look good. People started reporting the negative stuff. So people that had the view of the eye of the public didn't completely have everybody brainwashed. This is one of the big things that made freedom of speech a huge thing. Freedom of press. It began to be decoratively artistic. You didn't have to paint everything to look like what it wasn't. You could actually take time and get deeper and express yourself on how you felt about a figure, as long as you had true facts, and it was at your own risk. So, muckraking as a definition is to search for and expose real or alleged corruption, scandal, or the like of so. especially in politics, which is why I decided to touch base with our current president, Donald Trump, who, although he is a very well-established businessman, I don't think politics has always been his thing, but economical growth is economical growth. He is in the pop culture due to the fact that he not only tweets, but he also entertains entertainers. And less than none, I'm gonna say he actually isn't worried about economical growth inside the United States, because I don't believe Flint, Michigan still has clean drinking water. It's not something that I really follow or care to like get really in depth with, but to him saying so, he was reported, or excuse me, Texas reported and California reported to him that it was a crisis, that there were people skipping across the borderline just to get into the United States. And he made that a crisis for the economy, but not the Flint, Michigan situation that took place. So let's keep that in mind. But like I said, investigative reporting, it doesn't have to be all good facts anymore. It's not widespread. Like, we now have the internet, so people do not need to only know what's around them. They can find out international news, and with muckraking around, this can take place. This is also called watchdogging, because you will dig up the dirt on a political figure, especially one as such as Donald Trump, that is very much so in the public eye as a pop culture entity. So like I said before, this whole muckraking idea of investigative reporting, it wasn't something that was made for the workers or the farmers, because everything that's legal isn't always right, and everything that's deemed as being right isn't always for everybody or for economical growth. There's corporate social responsibilities that recently had regulations installed or instilled in their organizations due to the fact that a lot of things aren't constructed for the classes underneath the hierarchy. Now, just to get a little bit more in depth, investigative journalism, which I may or may not have explained or expressed, it's publicizing information about people in an underhanded way. So, once again, everything that you hear about Donald Trump is more than just negative. From the people that he gave raises to, that all voted to be the majority in the cabinet that he hired, as well as to those that he fired, that are now in many different ways trying to penalize him for being more than just a president. He's been proven to be what you may want to call a businessman and not a political figure. But we do have business with other countries outside of the United States. Now, over time, things have changed. Things have become funny. And you can take this as media text because there's memes, there's selectiveness, there's fake news, and this is the stuff that the internet allows. As a person that uses the internet frequently on a daily basis, I definitely have to say that due to media texting, Donald Trump has not only been portrayed as a tyrant, but there's certain little texts that allow people that know nothing of him the realization that he has done stuff to better himself as a person. So when presidency is over for him, he's still the same person that he came into presidency as, with a few more possibilities for advancement and economical growth. I personally, I'm not muckraking on the gentleman, but I would like to say job well done.